Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mike Fiandola. I own Fiandola Woodworking Restoration here in Central Florida. It's a family business, so it's my wife and myself that we do everything in here. So we're just going to take you on a quick shop tour, just show you around, show you the tools we have, and that's about it. And then we're just going to have some fun on this channel, so stay tuned. Alright, so this is the Powermatic Pm1000. It's 1 3/4 horsepower. It does have the 52-inch AccuFence, which is a huge upgrade from my last table saw. I had a Delta contractor saw that only had about 30.5-inch ribs, so this is a big improvement from that. So it's a good saw. It is the cabinet style, so it's pretty nice. It's built pretty solid. It weighs like 450 pounds again, so compared to my other saw, it's a huge upgrade. I am using a Harvey MG36 compass miter gauge for it, so I'm going to show you that real quick. This is the miter gauge. I'm not going to go real in depth on it. I'll probably make a video about it, but this is the Harvey. It is pretty solid, big knurled knob. It does have positive stops all the way up to 60 degrees, which is really nice on both sides. The adjustment really smooth. It's actually really nice, and this also will open all the way out to about 36 inches. It does have a micro adjustment on it, so it is a big upgrade from my other one. The only thing that's kind of a weird thing is the fact that the scaling doesn't have numbers on it, because you can get this in imperial or metric, but it will slide. So I know that sounds crazy because, oh no, it's out of calibration, but I found it's actually easier to really not even use that. I just simply put my tape up against the flip stop and just run it this way until I hit my number, lock it down, and I'm done. Then I can micro adjust from there. But otherwise, really nice. This is my workbench. It's the Rockler 6-foot. They do sell 2 different sizes. I went with a little bit of longer one just for a little bit more versatility. It does have 2 vices. Not really too many complaints with that. The dog holes on top, which are really nice. They do come in handy. So all in all, not a bad bench actually. Alright, so this is my clamp rack. I do have some Jorgensens, some Bessies, some cheaper Harbor Freight ones. I do have my Craig AccuCut that I have hanging here. A couple little other odds and ends and whatnot. The Jorgensens, in my opinion, are actually, I think, a little bit nicer and smoother than the Bessies. I did have the Bessies first. I had a big project and I needed some more, and the only thing that was available were the Jorgensens. But I'm actually happy I got them because I really like those. Those are really nice. So just kind of did a quick little clamp rack just to hold as many as I can for now. Again, a smaller space. So before I used to have them just straight, and they just took up too much room. So yeah, but that's the clamp rack. So down here, starting with my benchtop mortiser. This is the Powermatic. Works really nice. I only have a 3/8-inch chisel. I haven't gotten anything bigger or smaller than that. I think the 3/8 is pretty versatile. So, but all in all, it does really well. This is the Festool, the CT15E dust extractor. It's not Bluetooth. This model doesn't come Bluetooth, which is fine. However, it is beautiful. It works super well. You can use it with any sanders. You know, you can use it to clean your car, everything like that. And it also does have an adjustment, so when you turn it on, if you turn it on manually, you can actually adjust how much suction that the machine is actually doing at any given time. It's actually a pretty cool feature on it. Then right here is my little 1-gallon compressor. This is the Eagle. It's their Silent series. I only really use, pin nails, brad nailers, things like that, so I don't really need to worry about having a massive compressor. But this thing is super quiet, like unbelievably quiet. But yeah, not a bad machine at all. So coming to now my router table and my drill press. This is just a quick hand, home built one basically. I didn't buy one. They're really expensive. I didn't feel like spending that kind of money. Plus I didn't have that kind of money. So, but I did buy the Jessam, just the plate. It's not the router lift or anything, so I got to go up there and manually do it. But all in all, it's not too bad. The fence, I definitely want to build a new one. If this stays, this may end up being transferred over into my table saw. I'm not 100% on that one yet. So I do have the Craig miter gauge on there just so it can help me with a couple cuts, because like I said, I had the Harvey miter gauge on the table saw now. I do have the Rockler coping sled that I have hanging on the side here. It is on dust collection. Definitely a big plus to have it on dust collection. So coming over to the drill press, this is the full floor standing drill press. It has a 4-inch drop, not a 6-inch. Don't really, not a big deal if you have a 6-inch or a 4-inch. You can pretty much do the same thing. It is variable speed. You can open this up and you can adjust the belts. I know like the Powermatic, you have a handle on the side to sit there and you gotta crank it and you can adjust the speed and whatnot. This one, just adjust the belt. Not a big deal, but all in all, does a pretty good job. So over here, this is my kind of, tool wall, glue, tape, sanding, finishing, holding, storage kind of a deal. This actually used to be my miter station. I did have a sliding compound miter saw here. It was a Cobalt 12-inch, I think. It was nice. The problem is that horizontal surfaces they tend to just always hold things on it, and I was constantly putting things on here, then I was having to move things off to even be able to use that, and then I realized that I don't really use that very often, so it was actually easier for me to just get rid of it, move stuff around, and now I just use my jigsaw to break down rough lumber to rough sizes for milling. So I don't really ever use that, because plus now with the table saw being with the capacity it has, I could just build a large crosscut sled for the time being to make longer crosscuts. So that's why I got rid of that. But over here, it's I just have some drill and driver sets. Again, some hand tools, which there's one right here in particular. This is the Bridge City, the HP8 mini block plane. It's beautiful. So we'll probably end up doing a quick video on this just to kind of showcase that a little bit more and stuff, and in case if you were looking to possibly buy that or whatnot. So we do have glues up here, epoxies, the wife's stuff. They always take over your stuff. Hardware, just sanding things and whatnot. All of these are the 9-hole for the Festool, so they do slide out. So obviously you can use that. So I do have a video that I'm going to be uploading soon, comparing the different types of sandpapers, because these are from Klingspors. These I think are from Durgrit or Durgold or something like that. But it's pretty cool. Klingspor actually they sell a sample kit that has like 8 different kinds of sandpaper. It's pretty cool. So you can test them out and see what kind of works for you. So I ended up going with a certain one, but like I said, I'll show you guys all that. Gloves, just miscellaneous stuff. But one of the cool things is the mixing mates. These, I should have invested in these a long time ago. They seal the can, so you can leave them on there and you can just store them just like that. It's like the old school IHOP syrup dispensers that were the best. Well, that's literally all it is. Just for your finish, your paint, whatever, but there's no mess. As soon as you let go, it stops the drip right away, so you're not cleaning up the sides, and whatnot. And you can mix it, so you're not shaking it then. You're just mixing it. They work awesome. So I have the quart, and I do have a gallon version. But that's it, really. In here, it's just the typical, brad nailers, my jigsaw's in there, trim router, things like that. This has extra paints and whatnot. And I hope you guys enjoy all the drawings from my daughter. This has some more just finishing stuff, overflow of all my sandpaper, things like that. And then this, I don't even know what's in there. I don't even pay attention to what's in there. That's a big problem with the drawers. Do not do really deep drawers unless you're going to be putting, say you're storing like your sustainers or something or whatnot. Fine, but otherwise tend to go with a little bit shallower, because then you just throw things in there and it's just kind of wasting space. But that's this whole station. All right, so this is my CNC. This is the Shapeoko XXL. It does have about a 33 by 33 cutting area. I did add the T-tracks to it just for so I can do some hold downs and some stops and whatnot, especially for like repeatable cuts. It's a good machine. It runs really well. It runs all the time too. We have some stuff that we sell on Etsy, like flags and everything, and this thing it runs and runs and runs. It does pretty good. That's the Makita. It's okay. I actually prefer the DeWalt 611, the original one that I bought with it, but it did blow out on me. So nobody had them in stock. You couldn't find them anywhere. They were back ordered forever, or places said that they didn't even have an estimated ship date. So I ended up just going with the Makita because that was the first one I was able to get. It does okay. It's not too bad, but I think the DeWalt just is a little bit better. It is on dust collection because we cut a lot of stuff out on using MDF, especially like making templates and whatnot. So that runs over to the Rockler Dust Right that hangs on the wall. It's a good little unit. So that's that, and then back here we just have the Cnc router, the Cnc bits. We have just regular router bits, the typical drills, Forstner bits, and whatnot, countersinks and everything. So then just some miscellaneous stuff over here. But one of the big upgrades that really helped out was getting the probe for it. So now you can set the corner to something, you can set the height on it. It has made a world of difference. But all in all, not a bad machine at all. So over here, we do have some of the Woodpecker Squares, the 6-inch and the 12-inch T-squares. The 6-inch, use that non-stop. The eye gauging, the blue ones, those are beautiful actually. They're relatively inexpensive. I think it was like $68 for the set of both of them. And it comes with a mechanical pencil, which is kind of cool. But they work, they're really nice. They're square right out of the box, which is beautiful. Yeah, so those eventually will move over to my hand tool section once I get to that. This is the Supermax 1938 drum sander. This was an awesome addition to the shop. Once I was able to save up some pennies and actually get this thing, it has seriously improved the speed and efficiency of being able to sand down a top. Just, you know, especially like glue lines, this does really nice. It comes with an 80 grit. I have 100 on it. I may end up trying to do 120 just to see, but obviously the higher in the grits that you go, the slower the feed rate's going to be, the less that you can take off in one pass. So you just kind of have to play with what what works for you. But one of the big things was getting the optional in-feed, out-feed tables. This is just really nice, especially if you're doing a longer piece, or if you have multiple pieces. Say you're sanding down like a shaker style door or something. You can stack up 10 of them here, and the belt will just keep pulling it one after the next. So it's just kind of like a nice way, almost like as if you have a second set of hands. That's what's really nice about that. It is on dust collection, obviously, because this you definitely need it. This thing throws a serious amount of dust around if you don't have that. But all in all, awesome machine. So this is the Dust Right dust collection with the optional 1 micron filter. This is what I use strictly for the CNC machine. It does really good actually. It's a really nice little machine. Fairly quiet. It does kind of rattle our bathroom a little bit, but it's a good little machine. Definitely gonna have fans, since being in Central Florida. Obviously this isn't climate controlled, so you need a little extra wind movement just to kind of help out with that. So right here then is my jet. This is the 13-inch planer molder. It's nice. It actually it's a workhorse. It does. I've been throwing some serious amount of stuff through it, and this only has the straight knives in it currently. I did just purchase the Helix head from Bird Tools, so that's actually being built right now. But this machine, actually, I have really no complaints about it. It does really well. You may only be able to take kind of maybe a 32nd of an inch pass with a harder wood, but for the most part it does okay. You can take pretty much a full 16th on like poplar and whatnot, unless it's really wide, then you have to be careful. But that upgrade's coming soon, so once I get that, I'll probably end up making a video about how to change it out if anybody has this and they're looking to do that. Plus, I don't know how to do it, so we're gonna figure this out together. So, but good, really good machine. So over here is my wood storage. So originally, quick backstory, the orange ones are the Bora 6-tier the lumber rack. That was my original one, that was the only one I had. And they were spaced out about 5 feet apart, and they were up top, and those only held my long legs. Well, the problem is, if it's only 5 feet, you can't hold anything short. So what I decided to do then was I bought 3 more sets of the new Rockler 6 tiers. So now I'm able to obviously keep my long-term storage up top, some down low, but all of this is actually for the current project. So now I'm using a lot of the racking system for staging. So this is a full-size bed set, so it's going to be the full bed, and it's going to be 2 dressers. After doing all the milling through this monster here, I just had nowhere to put anything. I had no room to walk around. All my benches were taken over with stuff, all my sawhorses. So instead I decided, I'm like, you know what, let me get some more storage some more storage racks so that I can actually keep everything nice and organized up here. And then when I'm ready to do a certain set, so the first thing we're going to be building is the headboard, the footboard, and the connecting rails. And that's all the material down here, along with a little bit of the material that's kind of in some of these sections over here. But it's nice, it just kind of keeps all organized. And again, being in a smaller shop, it's hard to work on larger projects and still maintain floor space. So, and I was running into that issue for a very long time. So now that I have this, this setup, I think this actually should really, benefit the shop hopefully pretty well. So we're still kind of in beta testing. I just literally put these up. Obviously the video is, from when this video was filmed, the date yesterday. Literally, that's when I put these up. So it's brand new. So we're gonna see. Hopefully it works with the workflow in here, and just kind of makes things a little bit more efficient than having to move it around. So, but that's the lumber rack. So coming over here, this is my Powermatic 8-inch helical head jointer. It's the 60HH. This thing is a workhorse and a half. I was originally looking at I believe it was the Jet 8-inch. Then I was looking at the Laguna, and then I decided on the Powermatic. This thing is incredible. Tons of power. This is the only machine I have in the shop that's on 220 volts, and it is a monster. It just eats and eats and eats. It's incredible. So cannot say anything bad about this machine. It does everything. Again, being in a small shop, got to kind of figure out some how to keep everything organized a little bit. So my sprayer happens to live in between the dust collection above the jointer and next to my wood storage. But hey, it does what it needs to do. It's the Fuji Semi Pro 2. Beautiful. It works awesome. I think this is a 25-foot hose that they give you, and it was a huge upgrade from my Erlax. And I did this just recently, just because. This is actually for all my filters, for when I put my finish on and whatnot. Never had a spot for these. They just floated around and just got in the way. So I decided to do that. I put acrylic on the front just so I can kind of see how many I have left and whatnot. But this is my main dust collection for the entire shop. This is the Laguna C-Flux, but it's the 1 3/4 horsepower. It's not their bigger step up. The thing that I really liked about this was the ease of changing out the bag. I no longer use a bag. I don't use the insert anymore. I just fill up the main tub, and then I just dump it. It's not that heavy, but all it is you lift the handle, you roll it out, put it back, and you're done. It's so simple. It's amazing. Instead of having the bag versions that you have to pop them apart and take them off and put them back on, those things are just obnoxious. But this works really good. Big thing is make sure for any dust collection that you keep your filters clean, just to help with the efficiency of the machine. But all in all, there's no complaints with that thing. So this is my bandsaw. This is the Laguna 14BX. This is only the 115 volt. I know they have the 220 volt version as well. Beautiful machine. It does have 13 inches of resaw, and I've probably resaw stuff close to almost 12 inches before, and it handled it no problem. This is a 3/4 inch 4 TPI blade from sawblade.com. They make a really good blade. They're nice and straight right out of the box. Very good pricing, and they get it to you actually really fast. So that's who I use. I did have the Laguna Resaw King on here. I have my own opinion about it. It cut super smooth, super straight, but then there were some other issues with it, and that goes into a whole other story. So, but it does have the blade tensioning on it, which is really nice, so you can detension the blade when you're not using it. It does also have the foot brake, but that was one of the main reasons why I bought this, because I was originally looking at the 1412, and I can't remember, but I don't think that has the foot brake. That's why I went to the 14BX strictly for the foot brake. It's definitely a nice safety feature, but yeah, it's a good machine. I have no complaints with it. All right, so that was just a quick shop tour. On this channel, just do some stuff about maybe some tool reviews, some how-tos, maybe some comparison videos, and probably some shop projects as far as like shop furniture, because I know I do want to build a new outfeed table. I want to redo a tool wall. And then also maybe some actual customer projects and stuff like that. So like I said, we're just going to have some fun on this channel, hopefully. And if you guys have any feedback, if you guys have any questions, concerns, if you guys want to see something done, let me know. And I could definitely try to do that for you guys. So thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.